Welcome back to Willamette High School, this side of our round ball rep game of the night. Starting lineups being introduced here between the home team, the Willamette Wolverines, and the visitors, the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon looking for an 11th consecutive win. Willamette trying to win their 4th in 5 games. Now the starters for the visitors of Sheldon, mix of seniors and one sophomore. Jordan Alexander, the point guard, 5'10", 165 senior guard. Down low, Mitchell Herbert, number 5, a senior post, 6'4", 205. The other 2 seniors, Nick Nestell, who we talked about in the pregame, a guard, and another forward, Nick Larson. And then they're joined by the younger brother of Mitch Herbert, Justin Herbert, just a sophomore, moved up from the JV squad after the suspensions of the 5 varsity players. He's built just like his brother, 6'4", 205 pounds, and again, 2 more years in the Sheldon program. Now the starters for the home squad of Willamette, anchored at the point guard position by the senior spark plug, 5'8", Cam Ferguson. We've seen him for the past couple of years. And again, Chaney Wyatt coming off an ACL repair, wasn't even supposed to be back until the end of January, but was back with the team at the beginning of the season. He is starting. He is joined by Riley McGarry, Justin Goldagger, and Darius Jackson. Jackson a junior, McGarry and Goldagger both seniors. So those are the starting lineups. A Dougie going on from the Wolverines just on the other side of the baseline to try and get their student section and their team pumped up to try and pull off an upset. I'm Stephen Elson alongside Eric Elkin. We appreciate you tuning in tonight on Lidwell, Western Oregon for a round ball wrap game of the night. We're almost set for tip here, Eric. The 2 big men in the middle. Chaney Wyatt sporting a bigger build than he did last year. Added some pounds coming off the surgery, which is understandable for someone in his position. That's Mitch Herbert. And Willamette controls the tip, and we are underway inside the Wolverine den. Cam Ferguson at the point, swings to his right. On the far wing. Now back up top to Justin Goldagger. Far side, Jackson up top to Wyatt. Wyatt all alone, pump fakes, crosses up, pull-up jumper, just off the mark. Rebounded by Goldagger, and he muscles his way up for 2. Back comes Sheldon real quick, an outlet from Nestell up to Mitch Herbert, and we are tied just like that. Full court pressure from Sheldon. Goldagger, not built like a guard, but controlling it there. Gives it over to Riley McGarry, back to Goldagger, who finds Ferguson. Ferguson wide open, hesitates, kicks it back to McGarry, who knocks down the mid-range jumper, and Willamette is up by 2. Back come the Irish, really pushing the pace, and we have a foul called. It's going to be on McGarry.
You can sense in less than the first minute already how much Sheldon wants to push that pace. A team that can get up and down the floor, and now obviously we touched on guys coming back from suspension. You got even more depth as well. So if Willamette's not careful, they can run you out of the den.
Working down low, Mitchell Herbert finds his brother Justin, who's having trouble controlling. He kicks it out to Jordan Alexander, who pumps, drives, and hits. Alexander's so good and efficient scoring the basketball. Under 6:40 to play, we're tied at 4. Willamette's got to get the ball across half court. Here comes Ferguson. Finally break the pressure. McGarry looking down low for Goldagger, who's guarded by Herbert. Goldagger with some size, muscles away up, misses. Rebounded by Wyatt, and Wyatt puts it home. Here comes Nestell, guarded by Jackson. The crossover from Nestell, the feed down to Herbert, and Herbert is grabbed. They say he got him on across the arm. They're going to be 2 shots.
McGarry really wanted the jump ball called there. Thought he tied him up. Instead, big foul call there because we're only not even 2 minutes into this game, and now McGarry's already got 2 fouls.
That's going to force Chad Carpenter to go to his bench and bring in Bailey Vestal. The senior wing / post player, 6'3", 200 pounds, excuse me. Herbert hits 1 of 2 free throws. Now a 1-point game. Wyatt inbounding the basketball. Ferguson now pushing the pace, breaking the press. He's got all day to shoot, but coming from behind him is Herbert, who blocks it. Loose ball. Picked up by Jackson. Jackson kind of blocked by Herbert. Loose ball again, gets to Goldagger. Just how Chad Carpenter drew it up on that offensive sequence. Goldagger gets his second bucket of the night, and that forces a Sheldon timeout, and it's 8-5 Willamette.
Well, you like the effort and the hustle from Herbert, but that's a cardinal sin. You don't save the basketball underneath your own hoop because it can result in something like that. That was just an easy bucket underneath. If he lets that ball go out of bounds, you don't get the possession. Big deal. You get to set up your defense and try to get a stop, get a rebound, and get the ball on the other end of the court. Instead, save the ball right underneath, and there were 3 Wolverines just sitting there waiting, and an easy layup and an easy 2 points as a result.
About as good a start as you could hope for if you're a Willamette basketball fan. 8-5, 5 minutes, 57 seconds remaining here in the opening frame.
I like the early timeout, too, by Dan Clark just to settle his guys down.
Here comes Nestell. Now on the far side, Jordan Alexander, guarded by Ferguson, bodied up. Had a feeling that foul call was coming. Ferguson picks up his first.
Ferguson, first personal foul, third Willamette team foul.
Obviously, Sheldon is a big favorite on paper in a game like this, but generally in that situation, especially when you're in somebody else's building, the other team is oftentimes going to try and deliver that first punch, get out to a good start. That's what Willamette has done so far, but it's a matter of sustaining that, and that's why I think Clark took that timeout just to settle his guys down a bit.
Tough shot, but an easy finish for Mitch Herbert. Herbert now has 5. 8-7, just over 5 minutes to play. Here comes Jackson. Jackson driving right down the middle of the lane, off the backboard and in. Good aggressiveness from Jackson. Back comes Herbert, and he's fouled by Wyatt. Looks like they're going to say it was before the shot got off, so Sheldon will inbound the ball on the far side.
Early foul trouble for Willamette. Gary picked up 2 quickly, and Wyatt and Ferguson already have 1 each. Fouls are 4-0 in the first 3 minutes of this quarter.
Alexander off the mark, but Sheldon gets the offensive board.
And that's because of what Sheldon is doing. They're getting to the bucket.
Nick Nestell pulls up. He was just on the line. That's a 2-pointer. 10-9. Nestell's first bucket of the game. Jackson turns the ball over. Nestell everywhere, pulling up for 3. Got it. So Sheldon has its first bucket of the game, and another near turnover from Willamette. Instead of foul called. Good break for the Wolverines.
Sheldon Irish foul, number 5, Mitch Herbert, first personal foul, first team foul.
So Nick Nestell with a pretty sequence. And hitting a 3. Back comes Willamette, driving again is Jackson. And he's fouled by Justin Herbert.
Now number 4, Justin Herbert, first personal foul, second Irish team foul. Patrick Goudard checking in the Wolverine lineup, replacing Cheney Wyatt.
So it's a 2-point Irish lead, 4:19 remaining in the opening quarter. Up far side, the 3 off the mark from Patrick Goddard, and back comes Sheldon. Nestell slowing the pace, allowing the offense to get set. Crossing over, getting away with contact is Goddard. Back comes Nestell. Kicks it into the corner. The 3 off the mark from Larson, rebounded by Justin Herbert. He finds Jordan Alexander. Alexander, the crossover, passes to Herbert. Down low to another Herbert. And a foul on Nick Larson.
Nick Larson.
Willamette fortunate to get out of that possession without giving up a bucket. Had a chance to get the rebound, but some miscommunication there. Cam Ferguson in there along with Justin Goldagger. And because of the miscommunication, popped a little bit of friendly fire, popped the ball loose, and gave Sheldon a second chance. And when you're a heavy underdog, you can't be giving a team like Sheldon second and third chances.
And the full court pressure from the Irish finally gets to Willamette. Here comes Alexander. Far side pump fake. Herbert. Oh, just can't finish. He's off the mark. Picks up the rebound. Does his older brother Mitch, and he's found the act of shooting.
Brotherly love.
It's hard to tell them apart. Well, not just because of their numbers. Justin, the younger brother, wears 4. Mitch wears 5, but they look almost like twins. Foul on Goldegger, his first personal.
Mitch a little bit bigger, obviously a little bit more mature, being the older brother. But you can tell Justin's going to be a good player too.
2 made free throws from Mitch. He has 7 points to lead the Irish early. 14-10, 3:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Ball kicked out of bounds, inadvertently off the foot of Logan Comer. Irish will inbound the ball right next to us. Some more substitutions for Willamette. Nick Felt coming in for Darius Jackson. So now on the floor for Willamette, Vestal, Goddard, Ferguson, Felt, and Goldegger, who takes the inbounds pass. Up top to Felt. Felt looking for a streaking Goddard, who finds Goldegger, who goes up with his right hand, off the glass and in.
Good extra pass there to find Goldegger underneath. Good patience.
And that seems to be where Willamette has maybe an edge on the Irish early, as Goldegger down low as a pass thrown out of bounds by Nick Nestell. The Irish thought it was deflected.
Nestell kind of lost the handle mid-jump there, and because of that really left himself with not many options other than that. You don't see him make too many mistakes.
Dangerous bounce pass from Vestal, gets away with it. Controls the ball now, looking for Goldegger down low, who was wide open. Strong move to the basket. Good post presence from Goldegger here early, as he has his 8th point of the game. Up top, Nestell, the straightaway 3, nothing but net. Nestell has back-to-back 3s for him. 8 points on the night. 3-point Irish lead. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Sheldon. Cam Ferguson breaks the press. Lazy pass gets taken away by Jordan Alexander. Irish ball, 2:18 left in the first. Sheldon with a 3-point lead after a hot start from Willamette. The Irish have worked their way back into the game, led by Nick Nestell and Mitch Herbert. Here on the near side, Herbert up top to Larson. Larson, Alexander. Alexander will fire from 2, and he knocks it down. Excuse me, that was a 3-pointer. Alexander now has 5. 6-point Irish lead. Ferguson pulling the ball out, takes it in, looking for somebody, finds Goldegger. Goldegger over to Felt. Felt fires for 3. That one just off the mark. Good rebound from Nestell, pushes it up to Larson. Larson all alone, and he's blocked from behind by Nick Felt. Good defensive hustle from Felt, who missed the jumper on one end, gets back on defense.
A lot of contact underneath from Bailey Vestal. They ended up calling a jump ball out of that, but I think that Larson was hoping for the blocking foul on Bailey Vestal underneath.
Dan Clark disagreeing with the official's call, but the Sheldon Irish come back and get a bucket off the inbounds play. Mitch Herbert.
Yeah, that's just falling asleep. Kenny Wyatt just a half second too slow, and Herbert was wide open underneath.
On the far side, Goddard for 3. No. Rebound from Ferguson. Bounce pass. Ends up with Jackson. Far side for 3. Again misses. Wyatt with the rebound. Wyatt gets swatted, but he's blocked and fouled. Logan Comer, his first personal.
Logan Comer, first personal foul. 4th Sheldon team foul at the line.
So the Irish, or excuse me, the Wolverines, Eric, in this first quarter, what was working for him was getting the ball down low into Goldegger. but over the past few possessions, they've been taking the outside shots. They haven't been knocking them down. Wyatt connects on the first free throw.
You got the size in the front court that you have. Wyatt being a big presence down low, and Goldagger really a mismatch. You don't see many guys of his stature at this level. That's probably where Willamette's going to want to try and take advantage of some of the mismatches.
Filthy crossover from Nestell. Can't get the finish, but he'll go to the line and shoot two. Ferguson picks up his second.
Patrick Goudard, first personal foul.
Oh, excuse me.
Wolverine team foul. At the line and shooting two. Nick Nestell.
They called the foul on Goddard, not Ferguson.
That's good for Willamette. That would have been two on Ferguson already.
Nestell makes the first. And the second. Nestell now has 10 points. It's an 8-point Sheldon lead. Now under a minute to play in the opening frame. Cheney Wyatt, far side, with a little crab walk. Can't finish, gets his own rebound. Looking to make a pass, decides to go up with it, and he's fouled again. A foul on Justin Herbert. It's Herbert's second.
That's the kind of aggressiveness you want to see out of Cheney Wyatt. He looked a little lost once he picked up his dribble there for a second. Couldn't decide what he wanted to do. When you're Wyatt, you got that size, you got that strength. Go up to the bucket. At the very worst, you're hoping to draw some contact there and get to the free throw line like you did. If not, you potentially have an open jumper a couple feet away.
Wyatt makes 1 of 2, now has 5 points. 40 seconds to play. Sheldon ball. They have a 7-point lead. Irish trying to win their 11th straight game. Running their offense, Mitchell Herbert. Larson up top, wide open. He'll pull up. That's off the mark. Rebounded by the Irish, kicked out to Jordan Alexander, who will try again from 3, but he knocks it down. 27-17, under 20 seconds to play, and another foul on Sheldon.
Irish foul, number 35, Nick Larson. Second personal foul, 6th Irish team foul.
So Larson joins Herbert as Sheldon starters with 2 fouls. 15 seconds to play. Here comes Ferguson pushing the pace. Far side for Goddard. Goddard cross court to Jackson, who nearly throws it out of bounds. Jackson driving. Under 10 to play. 5 left in the quarter. Ferguson spinning. Got to put it up. He's off the mark. Rebounded by Herbert. And the Irish won't get a shot off before the end of the opening frame. So after 1, the Irish lead Willamette 27-17. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. We're watching the round ball wrap game of the night. Welcome back to the Wolverine and at Willamette High School, where the Wolverines are playing host to the Sheldon Irish. Welcome back to the round ball wrap game of the night. I'm Stephen Nelson alongside Eric Elkin after 1 quarter. 27-17, the Irish on top. It was a strong start for the Wolverines, but Sheldon shot their way back into it and into the lead. There's Cheney Wyatt down low. He had 5 points in the opening quarter. Can't get a bucket there. Nestell, the no-look down low to Herbert. Pretty feed from Nestell. And Herbert now has 11. Ferguson, some fancy dribbling, guarded by one of the young Sheldon sophomores, Dimitri Williams. His twin brother, Damian, also plays with him on the JV team. Here comes Cam Ferguson, short off the glass. 12-point Irish lead, and since things are getting away from Willamette here. Comes Nestell, drives, can't finish, but he's fouled.
Yeah, you mentioned it's even getting into already danger territory, even though there's still 7 minutes left here in the first half. You kind of sense Sheldon withstood that initial surge. The start of the game from Willamette, got out to an early lead. Dan Clark took the quick timeout, settled his guys down, and ever since then, they've been scoring at will, playing good defense, getting some turnovers off the press. And Nick Nestell at the free throw line just making one there. Already 11 points now with still 7 minutes to go in this first half.
So Nestell converts on a pair of free throws, 31-17. Cheney Wyatt bringing the ball up, which is something you saw him do a lot last year as he's hand-checked driving to the hole.
It's the Willamette team that averages just under 53 points a game, so it's not really a team that's built to score a ton of points and have to come back on a big run if the lead gets too much bigger, whereas Sheldon averages nearly 71 points per game.
Talking to Willamette head coach Chad Carpenter before the game, we said the game plan against Sheldon, slow them down, limit their breaks, but you can have the best game plan against the Irish or a team like Churchill, he said, and if you let them get out and run, your game plan will get busted really quick.
And we've already started to see that so far.
Wyatt hits 2 free throws, and it's a 12-point game once again. Near side, Larson with the drive. Tough finish, but he's fouled on the way by Wyatt and disagrees with the call. Larson will shoot 2.
Team foul number 25, Cheney Wyatt, second personal foul, 8th team foul at the line, shooting 2, Nick Larson.
So Wyatt now has 2 fouls along with McGarry and Ferguson, and Wyatt will take a seat as Justin Goldegger comes into the game. Goldegger was the Wolverines' leading scorer in the first frame with 8 points. Larson hits 2. First points of the game for Nick Larson, the senior, as a Willamette turnover gives Sheldon the ball back, and down low Mitch Herbert with a pump fake gets Darius Jackson off his feet, and that'll send Herbert to the line.
Willamette foul number 20.
Sheldon has won 10 straight. Willamette 3 of their last 4 games. Definitely a mismatch on paper. I was asking Sheldon and Coach Dan Clark about that as Herbert connects on the first free throw. And he said, well, listen, they got off to a slow start. They played some good teams, and their best player, Cheney Wyatt, is trying to get his legs back coming off ACL surgery. Mentioned that the team has started to find a rhythm as of late, build some chemistry. Willamette has dealt with its fair share of injuries. In the last 10 games, at least one player from its normal rotation has been out. Tonight, that includes Will Fullman and Austin Murray as Willamette turns it over. Alexander holds up. Here's Williams, knocks down the tray. Dimitri Williams, the sophomore, who started to see time on varsity while 5 varsity players were suspended, making the most of his opportunity. Ferguson breaks the press, and a timeout called by Chad Carpenter.
Yeah, you can see the frustration starting to build for Willamette. Not handling this pressure very well so far from Sheldon. Getting a ton of points off turnovers. And even when they're not getting the turnover, just really giving Willamette some problems in terms of even getting to the other end and setting up its offense.
Sheldon has doubled up Willamette here in the second quarter, just under 2 minutes into the second frame. 6 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the opening half. Out of the timeout, Sheldon will come out with Nestell, Larson, Alexander, Dimitri Williams, and Mitch Herbert. Willamette counters with Vestal, Ferguson, Jackson, Felt, and Goldegger. Here comes Ferguson to crab walk. He's fouled. Jordan Alexander, his first foul of the game. Now Cam Ferguson, he's not much in terms of stature, just 5'8", but he has a big presence on the team and on the campus. Coach Carpenter said he's just a fun kid to be around. He's level-headed. He's basically an extension of himself. Carpenter on the floor, just a perfect point guard as Ferguson scores his first bucket of the game on that first free throw. And he's really popular amongst the student body. Everybody wants to be his friend, Carpenter says. It makes him a perfect leader and captain for this Wolverine team. Here's Nick Nestell. So quick with the ball. Larson on the near side wing. Spins, kicks out to Alexander. Alexander drives, finds some space. Decides to go up with it. Off the mark, rebounded by Goldegger. Ferguson pushing the pace. Guarded by Alexander. Good defense from the Irish. Ferguson driving. Kicks it out. Up top for Jackson for three. Tipped away by Ferguson, a loose ball, but he can't corral the loose ball again, and it's knocked out of bounds, Irish ball.
Well, that kind of goes to what you were just describing of Cam Ferguson, that kind of guy who will hustle for a ball like that and never give up on a play. And he's been doing it for a couple of years now. I remember even a couple of years ago when he was still playing on the JV team, got the call up and played some minutes at the varsity level. And he hasn't grown since, so he's still the smaller guy, undersized for basketball, but certainly doesn't play like it.
Plays with a lot of heart, his coach says. There's a block from Nestell. Larson is blocked by Goldegger. He thought he got fouled, tried to sell it, but the Wolverines turn it over again. This has been a habit from the midpoint of the first quarter as Williams is off the mark for three. Loose ball, rebounded by Alexander. He goes up with it, can't finish. Larson with the offensive rebound, throws it up, can't finish again. And again rebounded by Goldegger. He wrestles it away. And then nearly throws it away as Jackson corrals it, and he's fouled by Williams, who's shaken up on the play. Williams holding his right arm as he grabbed Jackson, who came down with it. Williams in a lot of pain.
You wonder if he got his arm tied up there.
Something when you hold on.
And Jackson was trying to wrestle it away.
Scary moment from the Irish is Williams definitely in pain. Attended to by head coach Dan Clark. He's kind of pointing to the area between his arm, where his arm and his shoulder. Make it easy on myself here.
The area between his arm and his neck?
And his neck.
You're not a doctor, so.
Yeah, the athletic trainer for Sheldon would not be happy with my description of what just happened.
You're quick on your feet, though. You realize that. Just call it the shoulder.
So Jackson will go to the line, shooting in the bonus now. The first foul on Williams.
At the very least, I got a kick out of it.
Thank you. Unintentional comedy, I guess that's what I'm good for. Jackson makes both free throws. It's now a 15-point Irish lead, 4:30 remaining in the opening half. Sheldon going to the bench a little bit there as Logan Comer back in. Near side for Nestell, back to Comer. Comer swings it around for Jordan Alexander, the far side wing for three. He's got some range, showing it off there.
That was deep.
Alexander's third triple of the ball game makes it 41-23. Ferguson with the Wolf behind him. Now Wolf being Nick Nestell. Now he's got to get rid of the basketball. Finds Darius Jackson down low. The pump fake does not get Justin Herbert to bite, but Jackson finishes anyway. Wolverine Den has some life back in it. Now 41-25. 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Nick Nestell, when you give him that much room, he's going to shoot it, and in this case, knock it down. Nestell's got 15.
You know, we talked about him in the pregame and just how much he's stepped up over, especially over the last couple of weeks. It's kind of scary at the level he's playing now, what he might be in even another month from now.
And that's what you really enjoy seeing at this level as Ferguson connects on the free throw. It's just guys make the most of the opportunity. Yeah, they might not play even on the Final Four of the Division I NCAA tournament one day, but a kid like Nick Nestell, his final year of playing high school basketball, Ferguson makes both free throws. He's the next man up, and he's really come into his own and become a key player on this Sheldon Irish team, despite the fact that four of those five players who were suspended return tonight, as Nick Larson buries the triple. Now a 20-point Sheldon lead, things really going away from Willamette right now.
Geez, at this rate, Maybe the Ducks want to get someone from Sheldon on their team. That's already 7 3-pointers with still 3 minutes left in the first half.
Goldagger. It's been a while since we've heard his name, and that's not a good thing for Willamette because he was going early. Picks up his first bucket of the second quarter. Goldagger now has 10. Nestell from the elbow. In and out. And then Willamette turns it over again with Vestal stepping out of bounds. Losing track of how many turnovers that the Wolverines have here. So Nestell will get a breather before the end of the half. Jordan Alexander re-enters the game. You referenced the Ducks. It's been tough sledding for Oregon as of late as a man gets lost down low. That was Logan Comer who finishes the easy bucket. Oregon lost 5 consecutive games. They were 10th in the country at one point, Eric. You follow that team. As Alexander off another turnover, another triple.
My goodness. I mean, some of these are open looks, but, you know, people miss open looks, especially at the high school level, too. I mean, these guys are shooting the lights out right now. It's 8 3-pointers.
Willamette in desperate need of a bucket. 52-29, under 2 minutes to play. Down low to Goldagger. He's been the bright spot for him, and he's fouled by Justin Herbert down low.
I'm pretty sure if you put Jordan Alexander in a gym by himself, he would hit a lot of threes, and he'd hit a lot in a row. But it's always different when it's in a game. But tonight it looks like Sheldon just throwing him up there in an open gym right now.
Alexander, like Nestell, really stepped up as a senior. He's talking with Dan Clark on the sidelines right now. Clark really impressed with the leadership that Alexander, Nestell, and Mitch Herbert have shown. With some off-the-court adversity, if you will, for Sheldon. Off-the-court issues creating adversity for the rest of the team, I should say. And 5 varsity players suspended for violating the 4J Code of Conduct. 4 of those players have been reinstated for this game. One of them, the junior Kellen Strom, dismissed from the team. As Willamette finally creates a turnover, here comes Cam Ferguson. The stutter step, the pull-up jumper. He's short. Rebounded by Peter Wood. Wood pushes it up to Nestell. Tries to go behind the back. He's guarded by Bryson Hill, one of the sophomores for Willamette. Here's Wood, mid-range jumper. Just a bit long. Knocked out of bounds by Bailey Vestal and Willamette. Or excuse me, Sheldon. Will inbound under the hoop. .120 remaining. Logan Davis, one of the players. He hasn't played in the past few games for Sheldon. He's fouled.
Wolverine foul number 3. Bailey Vestal, second personal foul, 10th. Wolverine team foul.
About the only thing that hasn't gone right for Sheldon. The missed free throw.
Davis, a senior guard, 6'1", 180. Was in the starting lineup at the beginning of the season. Haven't seen him in the past couple of weeks. Dan Clark described him as being a fireball on the court. Definitely plays with a lot of swagger, as they say nowadays.
What'd they say in the olden days?
Yeah. Confidence. That'll work. Cam Ferguson. Over to Nick Felt. Knocks down the jumper. His first points of the ball game.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's okay. Up top. Wood drives. Hits. Nope. Off the glass and off the mark, I should say. As Davis is fouled down low under a minute to play now. It's a 20-point Sheldon lead. The foul on Chris Steiner.
Wolverine foul number 32, Chris Steiner, first personal foul. At the line, shooting team, Logan Davis.
Both teams in the double bonus now. No matter though, the first half, 53 seconds away from ending. Logan Davis' second free throw of the game. He makes both.
Sheldon's already scored more points in this first half alone than Willamette's been averaging this year. 55 points so far for Sheldon. Wolverines averaging 53 coming into this game. But part of that's just been Sheldon hasn't missed a shot. Even some contested shots they've made, they've hit every single open jumper. It's been an impressive shooting display from this Irish team.
And Willamette really hasn't helped its own cause, turning the basketball over too many times to count in the first half. Under 30 seconds to play, 55-33, Irish on top. Nick Felt, top of the game, dribbles to his left. Here's Ferguson, just inside the free throw line, he's blocked. But controlled by Goldegger, who's fouled in the act of shooting, he'll shoot 2.
Sheldon has foul number 30. Logan Davis, first personal foul. At the line, shooting 2, Justin Goldegger.
So Logan Davis picks up his first personal. And Justin Goldegger, 6'6" senior. Met his mother before the game. She's a teacher. He's Goldegger off the mark here. She's now working at the scorer's table, wearing stripes, but she is not an official. Don't let that fool you. She was going to mess with your live shot, Eric.
What's sad she didn't? Would have been facing some adversity. It's always a good thing to go through as a sports reporter.
Would have been on YouTube potentially. 5 seconds to play in the first half. Up top, Wood's got to get a shot up. And he's blocked with 0.4, 4/10 of a second remaining in the first half.
I'm always up for a challenge. It's a tough foul to give up if you're Willamette. But smart job by Wood going to the bucket, forcing the refs to make a call.
Getting a defender to leave his feet. Nick Felt, I should say, for Willamette, picking up his first foul.
Seems like we see that a lot. Last second shot, buzzer beaters. The guys are settling for long jumpers instead of taking them to the bucket. And this is only halftime, but nice to see a guy go to the bucket, try and get the ref to make a decision instead of settling for, just chucking up a shot.
So after jumping out to an early lead, Willamette turned the ball over, and Sheldon basically shot the lights out in the Wolverine den at the end of the first half. 56-33, the Irish lead the Willamette Wolverines. We'll step aside for a timeout. When we come back, it's halftime here at Willamette. It's halftime at the Wolverine Den, Willamette High School, where the Wolverines trail the Sheldon Irish 56-33 in a round ball round game. And you just missed a pretty riveting halftime performance from some Willamette students putting on a hip-hop dance. Finished up with Too Legit to Quit, MC Hammer. Hip-hop and R&B aficionado Jake Zivin would have loved that performance. No doubt about it.
But now instead you get a bunch of people out there dressed up in costumes with plastic bags. For what reason? I do not know yet.
We will certainly find out, and when we know, we'll give you an idea. But first, we'll give you a recap of the first half, a game reset, if you will. Willamette coming into this game having won 3 of their last 4. Sheldon won 10 in a row. Trying to pick up victory number 11. Sheldon allowed Willamette to get off to a very fast start. The Wolverines pounded it down low to Justin Goldegger, the 6'6" senior. He had 8 points in the first quarter. Willamette had an early lead, but then Sheldon, a timeout from head coach Dan Clark, settling his guys down, and they really got back into the flow of the game and took control of it. Willamette started turning the ball over. Irish with some full court pressure pretty much the entire half, causing the Wolverines to play a little bit sloppy. And then the Irish just started burying triple after triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3-pointers from Sheldon in the first half alone. Jordan Alexander finished the first half with 14. Nick Nestell, a team-high 15. And then Mitchell Herbert, the other senior starter, with 13. So those 3 really doing the most damage for the Irish. On the other side for Willamette, Justin Goldegger, 8 points in the first quarter, finished the first half with 12. Cheney Wyatt, another starter, had 7 in the opening half, and Darius Jackson finished with 6. The point guard, Cam Ferguson, held with 4. The foul situation for both teams, the notables anyway, 2 starters on Sheldon with 2 fouls, Mitch Herbert and Nick Larson. And on the other side, 3 starters for Willamette with a pair of fouls, Cam Ferguson, Janie Wyatt, and Riley McGarry. And Eric, really the takeaway from that first half was just a shooting clinic put on by the Sheldon Irish.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it, Stephen. I think the initial timeout there by Dan Clark just to settle his guys down. Again, you know Willamette is going to deliver, or at least try to deliver that first punch, being at home and being a heavy underdog, playing one of the better teams in the state, not just the area, to try and get that initial bit of momentum, which they did get. But, you know, you always hear the longer you keep an underdog in it, the more they start to believe. And that was one of those things that quickly went away when Sheldon took that timeout, kind of gathered their wits, and then just went back to their normal game plan and what they usually do. And I was really impressed with the way they were able to maintain that full court pressure for the whole first half. Forced a lot of turnovers out of that, got some easy buckets out of that. You know, even the shooting aside, did a lot defensively that created some open looks for them. But at the end of the day, yeah, Sheldon, it felt like he didn't miss a shot in that first half. Contested threes, open threes, didn't matter what it was. Hit 8 of them in the first half and didn't miss a shot. And if you're wondering what the heck is going on TV right now, the students are doing a dash for cash. So that's what it is. So fundraising, kind of a fun way to do it too.
Now, there's somebody in a mascot costume on the far side. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a Wolverine or a demon squirrel. kind of just wandering all by his lonesome over there.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be a Wolverine.
Man, I think that's if an actual Wolverine saw that Wolverine costume, I think it wouldn't be very happy. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I do think if Willamette changed their mascot name to the Demon Squirrels, that they would have the best mascot in the area.
Yes. I mean, how could you not root for? Well, I don't want to say that. That costume
as
is
we digress. Yes, Sheldon shot the lights out in that first half. Is kind of what I was getting at. But no, I think it's an extension of what we were talking about in the pregame in terms of, you know, Nick Nestell again, 15 points in that first half. Jordan Alexander really impressed, 14 points in that first half. He had 4 of the 8 threes in the first half. I don't think he missed a 3 either. I think he was 4 of 4 from the field. Maybe missed 1. And those are the 2 guys predominantly that seem to really take over the leadership role while Sheldon was obviously dealing with some of the off-court issues over the last couple of weeks. Alexander's a guy who's been around the last couple of years, has played quite a bit at this varsity level, and has been a real solid contributor for several years now. So he's been around the block. He knows what he's doing out there. Obviously, this isn't a new thing, but it's just good to see the progression that he's made into his senior year, and he's a dangerous player, and you saw it in the first half when he gets hot. And I remember even just a couple of years ago watching him, he was the same kind of player. When he gets hot, you don't want to give him an open look. He can really start knocking him down. That's what he did in that first half. That's what Sheldon did as a team. That confidence just kind of spread throughout.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the Round Ball Rap game of the night. Team's getting set for the second half, so we'll step aside for a break and be back with the third quarter of action. If you like. Welcome back to the Round Ball Rap game of the night. We're at Willamette High School, site of Willamette Wolverines playing host to the Sheldon Irish. 56-33. Sheldon will inbound the ball as we start the third quarter of action. I'll start talking English, don't worry, if you're watching this game live in Lidwell, Western Oregon right now. 23-point Irish lead. Jordan Alexander up top. Starting 5s for each team on the floor. Alexander kicks it out. Justin Herbert, mid-range jumper. Little short. Rebound is loose. Controlled by Alexander. Ball works its way back up top to Nick Nestell. Herbert near side, down low to his brother Mitch. Picks up his dribble. Kicks it out to Alexander, who fires another three.
Oh.
I don't know if he's going to miss tonight, folks.
Sorry, Stephen. Always curious to see when you get that first shot of the second half after having such a hot first half, how the team comes out. Sometimes you miss a couple of those first shots, and the hot streak doesn't carry over into that second half. But I think that three says that Alexander didn't just have a hot first half. He's feeling it tonight, and you don't want to give him any more open looks.
The halftime period did not cool off Jordan Alexander. And the halftime period did not help the Wolverines show up their turnover issues. Another turnover has the ball back in Sheldon possession, but they turn the ball over. Darius Jackson driving off the glass. A little strong. Rebounded by Wyatt, who puts it up and in. That comes the Irish the other way, and Mitch Herbert is fouled. Seems like whenever Willamette tries to get back in the game, the Irish just push the pace or get a turnover or just really clamp down on things. Herbert now has 14 after connecting on the first free throw. If you're just joining us, Sheldon looking for its 11th consecutive win, despite the fact that over the past 2 weeks they've dealt with off-the-court distractions. 5 seniors suspended 2 weeks ago for a code of conduct violation. 4 of those players reinstated tonight. The 5th, Kellen Strom, dismissed from the basketball team for the rest of the season. Dan Clark told me that he will be eligible to play next season as Justin Herbert finishes on the other end on the feed from Nestell.
Justin Herbert, 2.
Herbert's first bucket of the game. Strom will be eligible to rejoin the Sheldon program in the summer should he choose to do so. That's a foul called down low.
Foul number 4. Justin Herbert, 4th personal foul.
Justin Herbert picking up his 4th personal foul. Peter Wood will come on off the bench. Justin Herbert, just a sophomore, was playing JV until a couple weeks ago. Was called up. You talked about it earlier, Eric, the ripple effect that those suspensions had, not just on the varsity team, but the JV and freshman teams. Justin Herbert moving up from JV to varsity, now starting for varsity. Jordan Alexander far side for 3, finally misses. Some breaking news here at the Wolverine den. Willamette controls the rebound. Cam Ferguson pushing. Pulls up. McGarry off the mark for 3, rebounded by Herbert. Jordan Alexander to Larson down low. Larson got behind the defense, knocks down the jumper.
Nick Larson for 2.
Larson now has 7. There's another foul. A lot of whistles tonight.
Sheldon Irish foul number 0. Peter Wood for second personal foul.
Really prevented the game from having much flow.
Number 22, Patrick Goudard, replacing Darius Jackson.
Nice pass down low. Justin Goldegger can't finish. It looked like Peter Wood got a piece of it. Here comes Sheldon. Larson up with the right. Can't finish off the glass with a one-handed putback from Mitch Herbert. Herbert at 17. 67-35 Sheldon. Frustration starting to mount for Willamette. Cheney Wyatt was throwing in the pass with some authority and some anger. Down low to Goldegger. Outside. Missing is McGarry for 3, rebounded by Goldegger, who kicks it out to Goddard, who knocks down the triple. Goddard's first bucket of the game. Here comes Jordan Alexander.
Remarkably, the first 3-pointer of the game, too, for Willamette. We talked so much about the hot shooting from Sheldon. Up to 10 3-pointers in this game for the Irish as a team. Willamette just getting its first with about 4.5 to play here in the third quarter. And that alone right there is a 30-3 difference in scoring.
Incredible shooting performance from the Sheldon Irish tonight. 67-38. They lead the Wolverines with 4 minutes to play in the second half. Cheney Wyatt, he takes the three and knocks it down.
And just like that, back to back.
So Willamette goes 2.5 quarters without hitting a three-pointer. They have 2 in their last 2 possessions. Nick Nestell, the running floater, tough shot, but he made it look so easy.
You know, I think he likes that shot a lot. That was similar to the double overtime game winner that he had.
And then Nestell with the steal. Herbert finishes down low. He definitely got fouled. Willamette got away with one, but nonetheless, it's back to a 30-point lead. Cheney Wyatt loses the ball. He's called for a charge. Now, again, some background on Cheney Wyatt. Easily Willamette's best athlete the past few years. The senior hurt his knee, tore his ACL last spring, had surgery in May. And Willamette didn't expect him to be back until the end of January, so until well into the season. But Wyatt was back day 1 for the team. He put on some weight after the surgery, so his body is different than it was last year as Alexander misses the three. But Herbert is called for a push in the back. Now Wyatt is, as Willamette head coach Chad Carpenter put it, trying to get used to his new body. He's also getting back into game shape, losing some weight. But I was talking old Coach Hedberg, who's no longer Willamette's head coach. He said that in Cheney Wyatt's mind, he's still able to do everything that he's done in years past, but physically he's still incapable of doing so, and that's caused some frustration for Wyatt, understandably so, as Willamette turns the ball over again. So Wyatt's still working his way back into game shape, and Willamette trying to work its way back into the season. It's a nice spin move and finish down low from Peter Wood. (73-41) Willamette. Willamette trailing. Cheney Wyatt pops the three. That one misses. Peter Wood with the rebound. 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Nick Nestell, quick trigger on the near side. He misses. Wyatt with the rebound, and he's brought to the ground. Throws the ball down in disgust.
Sheldon Irish foul number 0, Peter Wood. Third personal foul, 4th team foul.
Cheney Wyatt will get a breather.
Number 3, Brian Mercado.
You can see the frustration on Cheney Wyatt's face on the sidelines as he sits down on the bench. And talked to by a Willamette assistant, trying to get him to settle down. Stepping out of bounds and turning the ball over, Ryland McGarry. And Irish again will take over. Willamette just shooting themselves in the foot too many times tonight. You can't beat yourselves when you're playing a good team. Nick Nestell drives off the glass, nearly knocks it down. He'll shoot 2 though, to the foul from Patrick Goddard.
Wolverine team foul number 22, Patrick Goddard. Third personal foul, 3rd team foul at the line, shooting 2, Nick Nestell.
Chad Carpenter very upset, very vocal after the foul on Goddard. Nestell hits both free throws, up to 19 points tonight. Both Nestell and Herbert with 19, 75-41. Sheldon on top.
Sheldon Irish foul number 3, Brian Mercado. First personal foul, 5th Irish team foul.
Foul on Sheldon. Willamette inbounding the ball. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. And another foul.
Holy moly.
Just whistle after whistle.
Sheldon Irish foul number 3, Brian Brancato.
Brian Brancato, 2 fouls in the same possession, basically. Stops the clock yet again. Cam Ferguson, senior point guard up top, directing traffic on offense, calling for a pick. Gets it, goes to his right, picks up his dribble now, has nowhere to go. Finds Goddard, back to Ferguson. Ferguson, the crab step, the shot, and the finish. Irish not wasting any time. Here's Nestell, right in front of our broadcast table, down low to Herbert. Herbert kicks it out. Comer kicks it out to Logan Davis on the near side wing for three. He's off the mark. Rebounded by Nick Nestell. Puts it back up. He misses. Another rebound for the Sheldon Irish. Comer back out to Nestell. Down to Mitch Herbert down low. Got fouled in the act of shooting. Oh, they were saying no shot.
Well, they missed the first foul. The foul was on the shot.
Wolverine foul number 32, Chris Steiner.
Chris Steiner picks up his second foul. 56 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Sheldon will inbound the ball underneath their basket. Up by 32 points. Quick inbounds, and again, Willamette falling asleep on the inbound play. Mitch Herbert has 21. 45 seconds left. And you get the sense this ball game is all but over unless Willamette can start knocking down some shots. Vessel will try and fail. Sheldon will rebound. Nestell pushing the pace to Davis. He was going to go out of bounds and Ted threw it away. Kick ball. And Willamette kind of fortunate that it was kick ball because it was looking like another turnover.
Ball violation. Ball to the Wolverines on the sideline.
77-43, 24.8 seconds left in the third. Cam Ferguson, far side. Ferguson gets it back. Over to Vessel, Ferguson. McGarry, Ferguson. And the three, off the mark from Goddard. 10 seconds to play. Nestell throws the ball away. Willammette's got to get a shot off under 5 seconds left. Ferguson doesn't know, finally throws up the three. Just short and to the right. So after 3 quarters of play, 77-43, Sheldon Irish. Welcome back to the Round Ball Wrap game of the night. 77-43, Sheldon on top of Willamette as the fourth quarter is about to get underway in the Wolverine den. It was a good start for the Wolverines. They jumped out to an early lead, but started to turn the ball over, and Sheldon did not miss a shot. Not really exaggerating there in the first half. They knocked down a ton of triples. It's too much. Goddard driving, kicking it out to Ferguson. Swings it over to Vessel. Down low, back over to Ferguson. He misses the jumper. Rebounded by the Irish. Jordan Alexander. Up to Brancato. Brancato knocks down the floater. His first points of the night. From Riley McGarry, knocked away and out of bounds by Sheldon, so Willamette will inbound the basketball into the basket. Chaney Wyatt checking back in for Bailey Vessel. 79-43 the score, 7 minutes remaining in the game. Chaney Wyatt, quick trigger from Goddard, and he hits the three. Two threes tonight for the junior. Logan Davis driving, kicking it out. Jordan Alexander for three. Misses. Williams tries to put back.
I don't know what's got into Alexander. Ice cold all of a sudden. I say that with sarcasm.
Right.
Just want to make sure. He has missed a couple shots, but that was just after a torrid start.
Goddard, he's feeling it. The misses there. Sheldon driving. Third and fourth efforts from Herbert down low. Incredible can't get it to go, but he's finally fouled. So just never giving up on the play. Mitch Herbert, despite the fact that he has 21 points tonight, does the senior. And that sort of goes back to what we've been talking about tonight. And Dan Clark really appreciating the effort from the three seniors, Mitch Herbert, Jordan Alexander, and Nick Nestell.
Just padding the rebounding stats there.
He did it on purpose.
Yep.
Mitch Herbert missed the last game, but he was not one of the 5 suspended, Eric.
No, the last time we had them on, he was on a football visit. So you see that a lot with Sheldon. Basketball guys who are also football players. Got a couple of them on this team, and Herbert certainly has a bright future on the football field as well.
Montana State was that visit as a 2-pointer from Cam Ferguson off a Sheldon turnover. Ferguson now has 8 points tonight, 80-48 now. Jordan Alexander driving, kicking. Justin Herbert up top to Damian Williams. Williams misses the 3. Alexander with the rebound, and he finishes in the paint. So Damian Williams, the twin brother of Dimitri Williams that we saw earlier, who left the game with an injury, as Goldegger swatted by Mitch Herbert down low. Damian Williams, both Williams brothers, obviously they're twins. Sophomores. Dan Clark says identical twins with pretty much identical games. As Goddard misses another 3. Speaking of, there is Williams. He pushes it ahead for McLeod. McLeod misses the 3. Cheney Wyatt. Thought he got fouled. Play continues. Foul on the other end, Riley McGarry in the act of shooting. Cheney Wyatt still pleading his case. Jordan Alexander picks up his second foul.
The 7th Irish team foul at the line, shooting 2, Riley McGarry.
McGarry misses the first free throw.
Number 12, Cooley. Number 24, Dominic Winter. Number 32, Chris Steiner.
And now the bench is empty for Willamette.
Chad Carpenter realizing that, down 82-48, now 49 with 5:04 to play. A chance to get some of the younger guys some experience playing at the varsity level and playing against one of the better teams in the state. Sheldon still has a few of its starters out there. Nestell obviously still out there, as well as the younger Herbert, Justin.
And you can almost do more harm than good when you leave key players in a game like this. As Willamette controls the ball, now pushing the pace. Under 4 minutes remaining, Irish still with the full court pressure. And the steal by Williams. Williams on a break. Can't finish. And then commits a foul. When he poked the ball away, he couldn't exactly gain control. Made his shot tougher than he probably wanted.
Yeah, just a really nice play defensively to pick that. Such quick hands. And he just kind of stumbled over his own feet as he was getting ready to take the layup and bobbled the ball just a bit, and that really altered his shot. And the reason why he wasn't able to hit it.
Now missing on the front end of a 1-on-1, Nick Felt. Here comes Sheldon, Nick Nestell. And getting fouled is Devin McLeod. Nick Felt committing the foul. Now Chad Carpenter, who's in his first year as the head coach at Willamette, said he's very excited about the future of the program. It's been a slow start to the year so far. It's 5-7 coming into tonight. They had won 3 of their last 4. But he really likes the sophomore class. Chris Steiner, one of those of note. Bryson Hill, Dominic Cantu, a couple of others. Willamette, you get the sense of, get an idea of what kind of personality Carpenter wants this team to have. as Nestell is fouled driving to the basket.
Foul goes on number 32, Chris Steiner.
Chris Steiner picks up his third foul. Willamette really committing to defense, and that's something that jumps off to opposing teams as well. Dan Clark said they've always defended us well. It's not going to be easy, despite what the scoreboard tonight would indicate as Nestell connects on the free throw. Nestell up to 20 points tonight. Make that 21. Blackjack for Nick Nestell. 83-49 under 4 minutes to play. Stephen Nelson alongside Eric Elkin. We appreciate you tuning in for another Round Ball Wrap game of the night. Highlights from this game will be aired tonight on the Round Ball Wrap on KEZI 9 News. Feature games from a handful of other prep basketball games from around the state. Willamette working the ball around, 3.5 left. Down low for Chris Steiner, one of those sophomores, but he turns it over, stolen by McLeod. Nestell then fouled on the other end. Another stoppage.
Well, I'll say at least they're consistent. You've been calling every little touch foul.
Yeah, no matter who's in the game.
Number 12, Nick Nestell.
It can be a bit frustrating in terms of, you were talking earlier, trying to find a flow to watch the game, but
it's very tough.
From a player's standpoint, you want, no matter what way you're going to call it, the one thing you really want is consistency, and they've called it tight all game.
Approaching the 3-minute mark. 84-49 Sheldon Irish lead. Here's Steiner up top. Now wearing the number of Austin Murray, but Austin Murray is out tonight. One of the JV players.
Foul number 15, his second personal foul of the night, Irish team foul.
And Nick Nestell exits the game to an ovation from the Irish faithful. Much deserved. You figure his night is over. Nestell finishes with 21 points on the game. Steiner, first point of the night. Dan Clark giving fist bumps all around on the Irish bench. Happy with his team's effort this evening. Both free throws made by Steiner.
Peter Wood following the shot attempt. Wolverine foul is on number 32, Chris Steiner. His fourth personal foul, ninth Wolverine team foul. At the line shooting 2, Peter Wood.
(86-51). Sheldon on top, and another Willamette turnover. 2.5 left to play in the ball game. For Sheldon's a matter of just getting guys experience and running out the clock. Logan Davis driving, tries to go on the back, but there was a body there. Throws it up top. On the near side for 3, McLeod. He misses the rebound. Nobody there to box Peter Wood out. He'll gladly take the 2 points. 88-51, and the Willamette crowd giving some O's after a crossover, despite the fact that the Wolverines trail 88-51. And a three-pointer on the far side, make it 88-54, under 2 minutes to play. Logan Davis now finding Peter Wood. The stutter, the drive, kept in bounds, but finished at the hoop by Devin McLeod. So now the pace starting to pick up a little bit, at least relative to what we've seen so far tonight. And another Willamette turnover. Logan Davis there with the pressure on the defensive end for Sheldon. Davis First game in a couple weeks. Peterwood takes the pass. 90 seconds left in this ball game. And another foul call. Dan Clark. Dan Clark, the head coach of the team that benefits from the foul call, drops his head back as if to say, another whistle. We feel you, Dan. We feel you.
Even Chad Carpenter at this point is just wondering, why do you need to call that foul? It's 90-54, a minute 25 left. It wasn't anything egregious. It wasn't a player getting completely hacked underneath the hoop, where you have to call it, obviously. It's just one of those touch fouls right there, and this late in the game, with the game obviously well decided, I think Carpenter has a point. And you can see, based on what you were talking about, Stephen, with the reaction from Dan Clark as well. Come on, guys. Don't need to call those touch fouls at this point.
Jeff was having a lengthy discussion with Chad Carpenter. Chris Steiner fouling out of the game. He finishes with 2 points, both on free throws. Made the jump from the freshman team to varsity this year, so one of the guys that Carpenter is excited about. Willamette again throwing the ball away. Here comes Logan Davis. Senior to Devin McLeod. McLeod pulls up right in the middle of the key. Knocks down the jumper.
Devin McLeod.
Now a 40-point Irish lead. And we're at under a minute to play here at the Wolverine Den. Strong start for Willamette, just could not sustain. Irish pressure finally got to him, and Sheldon knocked down a ton of threes in the opening half. And took advantage of a lot of Willamette turnovers. Another one there.
40.2 seconds remaining.
I wonder if Sheldon will just take the air out of the ball here. Willamette is applying some pressure, so Sheldon obviously can't take the 5-second. But, oh my goodness.
Foul number 12, Greg Cooley, first personal foul.
16 seconds left.
Wolverines are over
A
the
breeze hit Damian Williams.
second foul.
I think somebody must have breathed on him. But there was a foul called. We have another play stoppage. Williams at the line. Knocks down the first free throw. Foul on Austin Murray is second.
Carpenter very frustrated on the sideline, and I don't blame him.
The
I mean,
assistant,
Sheldon had no intention of going to the basket there.
the assistant coaches slamming the bench. 10 seconds to play. Willamette try and get one last possession here. A good one. The three on the far side, knocks it down. Time expires here at the Wolverine Den. 96-57 the final. The Sheldon Irish win with Dan Clark.
With head coach Dan Clark. Dan, you took an early timeout in this game after Willamette delivered maybe the first punch, so to speak, in the first minute or so. What did you tell your guys that settled them down?
I didn't try to settle them down. I tried to get them going, actually. I said we got to box out because they had 3 offensive rebounds in the first minute and a half, 6 points off of that. So that was definitely not a settle down. That was a let's go, let's box out, let's play the way we can play timeout.
Defensively, you put a lot of pressure on them, especially in that first half, forced a lot of turnovers, a lot of easy buckets in transition as a result. How did you like the way you guys handled the pressure defense?
Yeah, we did a good job. It was one of the things we talked about coming in, to get up and pressure, time your double teams well, pick opportunities better than we have, and I thought we did a good job of that. We got them with their head down and timed the double real well. So
You've spoken very highly of Nick Nestell and his leadership on this team. Again, put on display again tonight. What can you say about the way he's progressing through this season and the room left for him to mature? It was still over a month left in the season.
Yeah, he's just done an amazing job. He's just has such a good feel for the game right now. The game is really slow for him. You know, he's seeing everything really well and early, and I think moving forward, his defense is going to improve. You saw a little tonight. He did a great job on the ball, and I expect that to get better. And just the way he attacks the rim, he's just doing an amazing job. I think he's got some things that he can keep getting better at, and he's working his tail off in practice. So
you guys hit 9 3-pointers in this game, 7 of those in the first half. I imagine you see a lot of that in the gym and practice, but that kind of display in the game, have you guys had a game like that where you've been able to shoot so well like that this season?
I'm not sure if the percentage was as high, but we've had more made threes than that in a game. But I thought the percentage we shot was really high. And yeah, it's just a testament to the work these guys put in the gym. They're the kids I can't get out of the gym. Let's go, fellas, let's go. And they're in there. I don't have to say, hey, guys, we need to get in the gym and shoot. They're already there.
Dan, thanks so much. We'll bring in Nick Nestell now, who had 21 points on the night. Nick, another solid night for you. Coach talked about trying to get you guys going when he took that early timeout after Willamette got off to the hot start. What changed for you guys?
We just had to get out and run and start on the defensive end, getting stops and having our big guys run the floor really helps, especially our post Mitch. And, just have everyone get in the passing lanes. And, I'll give them the ball at the court. And that's what we're just kind of focused on, the timeout, just get out and running.
You mentioned getting the defense going. How did you feel your defense did tonight? You guys put a lot of pressure on them in that first half. You guys created a lot of turnovers off that pressure. How did you feel you handled it? How was the defensive performance for you tonight?
It was good. We always talk about in the huddle, too, when the drivers come up the court and if they had their head turned, you come up and just double team from behind. And that's trying to do and get a lot of steals off that. And so defensive transition was really good tonight.
Coach has spoken very highly of you in the way you've progressed over the last couple of weeks and months. Where do you think your game has improved the most, and what do you have left to improve on the most looking ahead?
Yeah, being just a talkative leader on the court. That's what Coach always tells me about all the time in practice and everything, just to be a vocal leader out there, and that's what I'm mainly focused on because I'm more of a an example leader like that, and I just got to work on the vocal part and get everyone excited to go out and play and just have a good time.
Did you guys have a 3-point shooting contest in the first half?
Kind of, yeah. We have some good spot-up shooters, so that always helps.
Nick, thanks so much. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
That's Nick Nestell. Steven, let's go back to you.
Thank you, Eric. We'll take another quick timeout. We'll be back and wrap things up from Willamette High School. You're watching the Round Ball Rap Game of the Night.